Steve from AST Science, what is your collective vision of the future of the challenges of the space industry?
Hi there, and thank you for inviting me to take part in this panel. I'm going to talk about the question in three areas: money, regulation, and also our appetite for risk and how we deal with it. So I think money is definitely something that's required in the space industry. We're historically known for being a very expensive niche opportunity in life. We also know that governments, which have funded a lot of space activity in Europe, are really going to have the challenge of having, driven up their national debts to deal with the pandemic. Where are they going to save money in the future? So where is the funding going to come from to enable us to take our great adventures into space forward? Well, I think if we look to America, we've seen the rise of the billionaires. I know that some of them are very controversial, particularly in the space community. But the growth and the bringing in of commercial funding to develop new capabilities and new projects that link things back to what people want and do on Earth who are not necessarily interested in space, I think is sort of key. Taking some of the burden off the taxpayer, who has an awful lot of things to pay for, but also how we drive it forward. So in my vision, I think we'll see more industrial, commercial people investing their own money in space and developing its capability. I think the next step is also about regulation. I mean, we have this huge problem in LEO with all the debris and stuff that's flying around, and people want to bring more things in, myself included, as part of that, as we provide capabilities for people on Earth that they haven't had before and solve some of our problems. So, air traffic control for LEO definitely has to come, or space traffic control. That is a prerequisite, because while a lot of people worry about, the rise of the mega constellations and all that sort of thing, they do bring a lot of services which other people who are not interested in space and Earth will want. And therefore, if you want to justify to them spending taxpayers' money on things that we do need the government to pay for in space, you're going to have to make sure they appreciate and get services from it that they need. That is so important. And then the final bit I wanted to talk about is really, and I like Elon Musk in this respect, his ability to make what some people regard as disasters and mistakes in public, but he really characterizes it as learning. You launch a rocket, you try to land it, it fails. Then you land it and it falls over into the sea. Then you finally land it successfully. That is amazing. The likes of ESA can't do that. They're so terrified of making mistakes in front of the taxpayer and wasting a lot of money that it really holds things back. And every project then becomes more and more expensive to the taxpayer. The taxpayer doesn't like that. So I think an ability in Europe to break out of that and focus more on the learning from doing these things in public and making space exciting is going to be an exciting part of the culture as I see it going forward. So that's my answer.
Thanks, Steve.